You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, Young and the Restless fans. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I have some more scary news about bad things happening in Jordan and Claire's horrible little house of horrors where the Newmans are trapped. First, there's poison and then a bloody injury with a big old knife. Let's see who lives and who might die as we talk about the latest events happening on Y&R. But first, if you haven't, please click subscribe. And now, let's unpack this soapy mess. There are awful things happening to Nikki Newman upstairs next week, and terrible things happening to Victor, Nick, and Victoria Newman downstairs. And also to recently return to Cole Howard on the CBS soap opera. Of course, he's Victoria's ex-husband, who is very important to this storyline. I've got some sizzling new spoilers as well as a dynamite new promo that you're going to love. I'll take you through all that. And then at the end of this video, I'm going to show you the promo so you can see what all the fuss is about and see who winds up bloody. Based on the week's spoilers, it seems like the Newmans are in that hell house all week long because there are no spoilers for them for episodes on Thursday or Friday. There may be events for them, but there are no spoilers. So hopefully they'll make it out alive the following week, but things look bad right now. So the video for next week that showed up at the end of the episode on Wednesday, or was it Thursday at the end of the rerun? At any rate, last week, Thanksgiving-ish, it had Jordan terrorizing Nikki and telling her she's done this to herself, and then Jordan telling the other Newmans she poisoned the water bottles Claire gave them, that they stupidly drank, and that she's going to enjoy watching them die. I'm not going to show you that video because you probably already saw it, but it was good stuff, and it dovetails nicely into the special promo showing Jordan in a bloody attack on one of the Newmans. I just wanted to remind you the context from the other video. So on Monday is when Jordan and Claire reveal that she is Victoria and Cole's daughter that supposedly died back in 1998. And that's also when they tell them they poisoned the water. It's good stuff. So let's talk about this brand new promo and the official spoilers tied to it and what day all these events occur. Y&R captioned this promo, "Time is ticking. What will happen next?" Scene 1 has Nikki Newman lying in that little bed upstairs, completely conked out, with a photo of Eve Howard lying on the coverlet near her. And there's a loud sound of a clock, tick, 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 ticking. Scene 2 is Nikki waking up with a terrified start, like from a nightmare. And both of those scenes look to be happening on Monday, November 27th, when the official spoilers say Nikki gets a harsh reminder of the sins of her past. Except the Young and the Restless official spoiler really doesn't reconcile to what happens on that episode. I think this was kind of a sloppy spoiler that they issued. All that Nikki is told by Jordan is that she did this to herself, but there's no further explanation of exactly why they've targeted her. At this point, I feel like in part they grabbed her for bait, but I suspect they also might be doing a retcon of the history of the time to make Nikki look more culpable. Jordan's sister, Eve Howard, was all hot for Victor back in the day, and she hated Nikki because he was involved with her. But for part of the time that Eve was on, he was married to somebody else, but then Nikki also slept with Cole, who is Claire's biological father. So Nikki has a nightmare on Monday's episode about Eve Howard talking about Victor. It's old footage from way back in the day, and about how she gave him a son because Cole was initially suspected to be Victor's son, but in the end, he was the product of Eve and another guy who was never seen on the soap, which of course made it awkward because by the time that Eve said, "Cole's your son," Victoria had already married Cole, and they had to get it annulled because they thought they were brother and sister doing a whole flowers in the attic thing, and then it came out that he was somebody else's kid, and they remarried and of course later divorced. So all this is kind of a reach, but it's what Y&R head writer Josh Griffith is doing, so we're stuck with it. But also, this is one of his plots that I'm actually enjoying. I know I'm kind of a harsh critic of Josh Griffith, but even if he's rewriting some ancient history to make it work, it is working for me, and I am enjoying it. I just hope it doesn't fall apart. So, scene 3 of the promo has Victor saying to Jordan in a very harsh tone of voice, where's my wife? And Jordan says, you don't have long to live, and it's going to be my pleasure to watch you die. That's also from Monday's episode when Victor tells her he's done playing with her, and she tells them she poisoned their water bottles. I don't think she really poisoned them. That's just my knee jerk right now, because none of them really look like they're dying. And towards the end of the video, Nick's doing something pretty physical and he looks spry. So maybe she's drugged them. So when they feel woozy and, start to fall asleep, they'll actually think they're dying just to torment them mentally. There seems to be a lot of mind games happening with these two nutcase women, Claire and her Aunt Jordan. Scene 4 of the promo has Nikki beating loudly on the bedroom door, calling out, I'm up here, please. So I think that scene is probably Tuesday, November 29th, I believe, because the official YNR spoiler says Nikki fights for her life against Jordan. So maybe Jordan stays and then comes back and anyway. So on Wednesday the 30th, another spoiler says Victor goes all out to defend his wife, and I kind of suspect that while Claire and Jordan are downstairs taunting the other three Newmans, Nikki makes a ruckus and they hear her because of the last two riveting scenes of this fantastic new promo. Scene 5 has Nick hot on Jordan's heels as she's running up the stairs with a huge knife in her hand, and they grapple, and then she turns really fast back towards Nick, who's a couple of steps below her. She lashes out with her hand holding the knife. So I wonder if this is Tuesday, November 28th, when the YNR spoiler says Victor leads the family as they prepare for a battle against their enemies. I kind of suspect, as I said, Nikki's ruckus may have Jordan threatening to go shut her up permanently or some other type of threat. Otherwise, why the big old knife in her hand, and why is Nick so desperate to stop her? Scene 6 has Nick in pain. Jordan slashed him with the knife. There is a large, bloody slice across his abdomen. His sweater's been cut wide open. He looks to be in terrible pain. His eyes are closed. It does not look good. That probably will be Tuesday or Wednesday based on the spoilers about the family rallying to fight these women and save Nikki. If Jordan took down the biggest, strongest Newman, Nick Newman, that might make it easier to control the others. I mean, Victor's still a boxer and he's in good shape, but he's no spring chicken, And this slash could mean that Nick is in serious trouble if he doesn't get medical attention, but maybe it's not as deep as it looks in the promo. The takeaway from all this is that these two women are absolute nutters with a serious vendetta against the Newmans and against Claire's biological parents, both of them, and they are not playing around. They are out for blood, quite literally. I am so enjoying this storyline, partially because most of the Newmans, Victor's behaved badly with jerking his family around, but Nikki and Nick and Victoria have been such a-holes to Adam that I feel like this is karma for how they've been treating him, and then this nightmare comes into their lives. I am still hoping that Adam shows up to save them, and even if he doesn't, dealing with psycho Claire Howard Newman should at least give them a wake-up call that Adam is not the worst Newman they've met, because Claire is a toxic piece of work, as is her aunt. All right, I'm about to show you the promo so you can see it all for yourself. Please click subscribe if you haven't already, and definitely drop your comments. I'd love to read them. And as always, I'm here talking soaps with you guys 7 days a week. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt. Now buckle up and check out the new promo for Young and the Restless as bloody violence ensues. Here it is.
Where's my wife?
You don't have long to live, and it's going to be my pleasure to watch you die.
I'm up here!